this is my process of trying to get my new machine into the house. Gotta take it down, unbox it downstairs. And there we have it. She's almost upstairs. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Thanks for tuning back in to SYG Visions, where I like to bring your visions to life. As y'all can already tell from the title, what this video is about to be about today. Well, as you guessed it, I got me a Ricoma embroidery machine. I'm so excited, but at the same time, I was a little bit mad because I waited all day for this thing to get delivered. It told me from 12 to 5. They didn't get here until almost 8 o'clock. When I say a girl was hot and excited at the same time. But as you can see, I'm finna start putting this bad boy together. So just sit back and watch as I do my thing. Right now, what you see me doing is unboxing the stand that the machine will be sitting on top of. Putting it together was pretty simple. I mean, they gave us training videos and it also came with instructions. But that also, to me, was a little confusing because the training video was telling me one thing to do and the instructions was telling me something else to do. So I wasn't sure which to go by. I'm not sure if I'm the only one that had that issue, but if you are on here watching this video and you have put one of these stands together from Ricoma, let me know what did you do as far as especially the screws with the little red things on the end of them. I have been looking into getting me a multi-needle embroidery machine for a little while now, but as some of y'all may know, they are a little on the pricey side. I ain't even gonna say on the little, they up there. But at the same time, I wasn't sure which brand I wanted, so I did a lot of research before I actually made my final decision. I had thought about going the cheaper route and going with a buyer machine, embroidery machine, but I just went ahead and went with the Ricoma, and I'm excited to get ready to start this new journey with this multi-needle. Right now, what you see me doing is tighten up the screws. You went with the screw going from the inside. Then you take your Allen wrenches and make sure everything is tightened and secure. And all it was 12 screws. Wasn't too difficult, but I ain't gonna lie, I originally had put them in the other way, which I think it still would have been fine, but just in case somebody was to be rubbing up close to the stand, they won't get hurt if the screws was sticking out. So I did go back and fix all my screws so they could be looking how they looking now. So once you finish with the screws, next you want to put the wheels on. I do apologize for me being out of the frame, but once, as you can see right here, I have that wheel. So on all 4 pegs, I went around and put a wheel in that same spot as the one that you can see in the frame. Then I'm using a little wrench that came in the toolkit to make sure they are completely tightened as well. Now in this other hole that you can see right here where the wheel is at, I am going to be placing a little leg stand, I guess you could say. And as you can see, them 2 bolts right there on the video training, it said to leave them on there, but on the instructions it told me to take them off. So honestly, I don't know if I was supposed to leave them on or take them off. I think eventually I end up leaving them both together instead of one on one side, one on the other. Once I got all 4 of those on, I did flip the stand right side up, and made sure that they were leveled down to the ground. If they wasn't, you can see me adjusting them. Then I just place the shelf on top, and basically that's it for putting the stand together. Like I said, it wasn't hard at all. I just wasn't sure whether I should go by the instructions or the training videos. And voila, here it is, my new multi-needle embroidery machine. I can't wait to start using it, but right now I'm just going to finish setting up the machine part now. Once again, this part was pretty easy as well. The training videos basically walked you through exactly how to do it. This machine does come pre-threaded. As you can see in the video, the thread that's coming through the little metal rack back there that I'm messing with. So that made it easy to add my threading. So right now I am taking off this metal rack so that I can put this plate back here, which is what is used to hold the actual thread. Then I'm going to place the metal rack back on and tighten it down. I did have some issues getting it to tighten down because the bottom bolt wasn't catching. So you will see me fidgeting with it for a little while. But eventually I figured it out that it wasn't catching at the bottom. And throughout the video, you will see me going to my computer. I'm just going back and referencing back to some of the training videos to make sure I am doing it correctly. When my package did arrive, it was on a pallet. They normally do curbside drop off. Since my person was late, he did attempt to try to help me bring it into my place, but unfortunately we wasn't able to get it through the second door to get to the elevator, but we was able to get it inside of the building so that it would not be sitting outside. And that particular day it was so cold outside, I'm just glad that I was able to at least get it inside the building. They also advise you when your package first get here to expect for any damage. I did not have any damage. Also, when I opened it, I did not have any damage. So that was a plus for me. If you do happen to get a machine and you happen to have damage, just make sure you document it and take pictures before you sign for the package. So next you will see me put some pins down in those holes that's on the table. Those are the thread holders. And I will also go back through and put the black little cotton spools and plastic pieces. Supply kit. Dear Ricoma customer, congratulations on your recent embroidery machine investment. In order to support your efforts, we have created a convenient welcome sample supply kit provided by Madeira USA, the world's leading supplier for embroidery thread and supplies. It just gives me a couple of little guides. This one is about needles. This one is about stabilizers and toppings. This is another little catalog about supplies. I think it got all of them in here: thread, bobbins, needles, and stabilizers in here. This right here looks like a thread color palette. So anytime you want to go order you some thread, you can kind of look on here and see what number you want. Also, they gave me some water soluble. They call it Easy Aqua topping. Some tearaway stabilizer, and this looks like probably some cutaway kind. It doesn't have a name on this one. And some for the caps, to embroider caps with. Also, it came with a small spool of Polyneon 60, looks like the color white, as well as red, gold, another white looking color, pink, and look like navy. Also came with some pre-wound bobbins, which is pretty good. That is what I use right now. Also, it came with some needles, a little thread cutter, and it looked like tweezers. And yeah, some tweezers. So these will definitely come in handy. I always keep needles and bobbin on deck, so thanks for that. Put that back in here for now. Also gave me, looks like some more thread. Let's see what colors we have this time. Got all the neutral regular colors: blue, orange, looks like another, like a kind of gold, black, yellow, red, gray, silver, purple, and another green. So they gave me 15, 16 things of thread. That was pretty neat, pretty nice of them. So it's time for me to thread up the machine. So right now what I am doing is taking my first spool of thread, and I am taking the first pre-threaded piece of string and tying a knot at the ends. Since it was pre-threaded, the best way anytime you decide that you want to change colors is to just cut your thread off and then tie a knot at the end with your new thread. And then as you can see, I'm looking down at the bottom to pull the thread through. That way you don't have to go through actually threading the whole machine versus just pulling the thread straight through. This was very easy as well to do. I did have a few spools that I tied off at the ends, and when I was pulling it through, I guess I didn't do a tight enough knot that once it got almost to the needle part, it basically came apart, and all I just did was finish threading it through the hole. Ricoma does recommend that you do not start using your machine until you get either virtual training or a hands-on one-on-one training. If you're located, want to travel to them, or if you already located in Miami. I will be doing a virtual training. The only thing I didn't like about this process is that I ordered on December the 19th or the 20th. I understand it is close to the holidays and deliveries and this and that and the third. So it took about 2 weeks. I got it on January the 5th. So about 2 weeks for me to receive my package. But not only that, now if I go by what they're saying about recommending that I get my training first, I have to wait a whole nother 3 weeks to get my training on the 24th. So that's one thing that I don't like, the fact of you having to wait so long for your training. Other than that, I am pleased with my machine so far, how it's looking, how it's set up, the ease of it to set it up. If you are interested in getting one, I do have a link down in my description. If you happen to use it, I do get a small commission. Thanks for tuning in.